Hello everyone, welcome back to Anmol Astrology channel. Now today's video is about the Venus transit that is happening in the Nakshatra of Ardra. So this transit is actually very important when it's about the matters of Venus. So for that, to understand this transit, let's just first discuss about the planet Venus and the Nakshatra Ardra. So Venus is actually going to enter the nakshatra of Ardra. It actually has entered the nakshatra of Ardra on 18th of June. And it is going to stay there till 29th of June. So it's probably there for almost 10 days. Now, this particular planet entering the nakshatra of Ardra, Ardra is at the degree 6 degrees 40 minutes Gemini, and it is extended till 20 degrees Gemini. Ardra is a nakshatra whose symbol is said to be a teardrop or a diamond. So these people, the people of Ardra, are no less than diamonds. These people, actually, the meaning of diamond in Ardra is that these people undergo a major transformation in their life to actually become a diamond. We all know that coal is pressed, and it goes through so much of pressure and so much of transformation before diamond is formed out of it. Similarly, it is the case with Ardra Nakshatra people. Also, Ardra Nakshatra's deity is Rudra avatar of Lord Shiva. Rudra avatar of Lord Shiva was the most fierce one. He was the actual saint who just had no worries, who just didn't care about anything, who was just in his own world and on his own drums and flutes. Right? Like the Nishta. It's not about the Nishta. Okay. So the Rudra avatar of Lord Shiva was considered as the most fierce one. It's like the Rudra avatar is like it is a person who is silent throughout, who is all in the Gemini vibe, all in their own world, youthful behavior, always making everyone laugh, just talking, having a communication with everyone. But when these people get into that aggression, when these people collect a lot of emotions within themselves, they just burst out like a massive storm. So that is what is the meaning of Ardra, and you can see a lot of qualities of Ardra, of these things, the deity of Rudra, the fierce nature of Rudra, and also the teardrop, the aggression coming out as tears, out of tears, can be seen in Ardra people. So now, when the planet of love, the planet of luxury, the planet of materialistic things, the planet of pleasure, the planet of fine arts, the planet of artists, creativity, and also healing, diplomacy, now, when this planet comes into the nakshatra of Ardra, that means that there are going to happen major transformation in one's intellect, and major transformation in relationships. There can be upheavals of relationships. There can be major upsettings or destruction within the relationship, which is actually going to cause a stable environment in the future. Remember, after passing through the sign of Gemini, this Venus is going to go in the sign of Cancer. And Cancer, although it is a sign ruled by Moon, who has its own tides and waves and phases, it is the sign of Cancer is actually the fourth house. It is the strongest pillar of the Kendras. It is the strongest house that denotes the foundation of a Kundali. That's why this particular Venus, after going from upsettings of the sign of Gemini, it is going to go towards stability. That's why you can expect destructions or major transformation within relationships for the next 10 days, and that would lead to stable future. Okay. And remember, Venus is not just about relationships. Venus is your devotion. But Venus is spiritual knowledge also. You'll see all the people who are astrologers or who possess the knowledge of astrology actually have a very strong influence of Venus. Professions like medical profession, healing profession, tarot profession, any other thing which is related to occult also involves Venus. Now, Venus is coming in the third house, in the original third house from the Kalpurush Kundli, in the sign of Gemini and in the nakshatra of Rahu. That means for this time, people would want to make innovations, unorthodox, unconventional innovations related to creativity, and also unconventional and unorthodox experiences within love and relationships. Most of all, you will see that people would prefer to go for artificial things, artificial surgeries to beautify one's face, like Botox, like fillers, lip fillers, cheek fillers, eye fillers. I've also seen that. Like piercing, nose piercing, coloring your hair. So you can see a lot of things like this happening. And one more thing I've seen with Venus coming into the nakshatra of Ardra, these people also have a inclination towards either coloring their hair, or they have an inclination towards painting their nails, like getting their nail art done, and also they have an inclination towards getting tattoos done. Okay, so let's just go and start with each and every ascendant. Just a second. Yeah. So yes, we are going to start with we'll actually start with Jupiter ascendant. Remember, Taurus ascendant. Remember, whenever you need to learn the transits, you need to open the Muhurta chart. Muhurta chart is a chart at the very time when, like I'll show you here. So Venus is transiting in the nakshatra of Ardra, which we are going to discuss. That is going to happen on 18th of June 2024. And and the timing would be 4:51 a.m. So it has actually already happened. So I just took this time and I just fed the details within, and this was my Muhurta chart. So this chart is actually going to tell me that that's why I'm telling you that there are going to be a lot of transformation about a person's appearance, especially face appearance, and also a person's communication. So you will see a lot of innovative ideas online, maybe through AI, maybe through artificial intelligence and artificial innovation, that you will see that there is going to be something related to communications and speech, some significant transformation and some significant advancement in the next 10 days in regards to this. Right. And there's going to be a lot of communication, spreading of knowledge, spreading of communication. Why? Is it, even if you do one single thing, even if you communicate one single thing, that is going to spread like fire. Because right now, Venus is in the nakshatra of Ardra, and it is being conjunct with Mercury in the nakshatra of Ardra. Of course, Sun is also there, but we'll do a separate video for that. But still, anything, if you want something to be secretive right now, just do not discuss it with everyone, or it will have the tendency to just spread like fire. Okay, so let's just start with Taurus ascendant. I'm going to make it quick because I don't want to stretch this video long. I just want to give you, finer points that is going to be necessary for you to know about the next 10 days. Right. So for a Taurus ascendant, this particular transit is going to happen in the second house. That means there's going to be major transformation with your relationship, with your family and your siblings. There could be the dispute can occur over money, or it could occur over unnecessary things, over just just relationship, and being very analytical, over analytical towards the relationship, right? So yes, I also, a Taurus individual would want to beautify their face. They want to do something, they want to use herbs and Ayurvedic things, or they would just go directly opposite. They would get a Botox done, they would get a fillers done, or they would go for some surgery sort of thing just in order to beautify themselves. So they are expected to do this right now. Okay, and along with this, it also represents that if you are married, there could be some sort of disturbance within your within your marriage because of the finances, right? So this is something you can also see, but overall this is a good 10 days for you, because you are going to make significant changes so as to earn more, or so as to have a separate earning, side gig kind of a thing, because we also have Rahu in the 11th from this particular ascendant. Okay, so that's about gain and recognition. So you would add up innovation in your career so as to gain more followers, or gain more clientage. Right. So next would be Gemini ascendant. So Gemini ascendant, for Gemini ascendant, this is happening in the ascendant. So you are going to feel quite pumped up when it's about relationships. You are going to feel very much in that expectation mode. You are going to be that you are going to expect a lot of things from your closed ones. You want to be in a relationship, you want to have communication. And remember, in the sign of Gemini, a person becomes very experimentative in love, very curious with love. That's why they can be flirtatious. You should know that Mercury was a promiscuous man. Mercury was a very flirtatious, not actually promiscuous also, but a very flirtatious man. And now Venus is getting connected here, and also Sun is there. Now this person is going to be in that Casanova or a flirtatious kind of a vibe, so as to connect with people, enjoy with people. But with that, they will accumulate a lot of emotions within themselves, and at a point they will just become rebel. They just want to go into that rebel mode, and they would just want to grab maximum amount of attention from this world. And this person is going to do anything and everything so as to gain the maximum authority at their work. So they are going to be excellent negotiators. They are going to transform the style of communication, their personality. Even there's going to be major significant transformation with their personality. And also this person, since Venus is now in the ascendant, this person, for every relationship in their life they want to have, they will have a transformative and traumatic experience with that, out of which this stability will come in, because this Venus is going to make them retrospect their own actions, retrospect within themselves. Because right now, this Ardra Nakshatra is going to make you work on the inside rather than outside. Outside, it's all going to be a mirage like Rahu. So you're going to work on the outside, but the outside shield will be only to get it displayed so as people could not know what is going inside, the storm on the inside, which is Ardra, right? So you are going to work a lot on yourself, your growth, your stability for this time. But this particular thing can be triggered because of an intense situation that is going to happen in your life. And you're going to feel that intensity. You are going to feel that emotion, that intense emotions, and that intense hurt within yourself. Okay. Now, apart from this, let's go to the sign of Cancer. So for sign of Cancer, this particular conjunction, or this particular transit of Venus is happening in the 12th house. First of all, they would feel loss of love. But that particular loss of love will make them go towards spirituality. They are going to transform. Their subconscious mind is going to transform. Actually, subconsciously, they would not just become intuitive, but they would become extremely intelligent. Their intelligence is actually going to work 110% at this point. And remember, Venus in the 12th house is like unasked luxury that you're going to receive. That means that 12th house Venus is like you will get luxury not even at the cost of your own pocket. It's like that you just get it, however, from the surroundings, right? So this Venus is going to create a transformative experience within your subconscious mind. You might isolate yourself. You might, gather so many things in your mind that one time would come when it'll just burst. And when it'll burst, it's like that you have been suffering. Suppose, for example, it is a relationship and you have been suffering. You have been gathering everything in your mind and your heart. But then you will be like, enough is enough. Now I need to communicate what is bothering me. Otherwise, this is going to harm me and I am not going to digest that anymore. So you're going to analyze the situation and you're going to react and you're going to let people know that this is something which is bothering me and I'm no longer taking that on me. Okay, so that is the rebel mode that these people are going to experience because Rahu, along with this transit, Rahu is already in the 9th and Mars is in the 10th. So all those Cancer people who have not reacted on things and who have just taking it up and up in within their self, they are now going to let people know that they have immense love within themselves to give, but they have been taking granted for, right? So next one would be, but at this time, you're going to feel a lot at peace in your own place. So you would want to be in your own private space. Your heart space is going to feel nurtured. You're going to love yourself. It's that kind of energy. Okay, now the sign of Leo. So for the Leo ascendants, this particular, just a second. So for Leo ascendants, this particular transit is going to happen in the 11th house. So for this time, your concern is going to be very much about your close friendships and your close relations, because Moon at the time of Muhurta, Moon is in the 3rd house. That means that your mind is very much towards close friends, communication, balancing your life out, balancing your communications, balancing your relationships. But yes, this would come around only after you are going to get major transformation, major upheaval, or a major break with either friends or in a relationship. So it's like a major transformation is going to happen in regards of your social circle. You will decide to cut off a lot of people because there's a lot of judgment that you're going to get through people, because you have Saturn in the 7th right now. So, and Jupiter in the 10th. Things have been a lot difficult at work, in personal life. A lot of criticism is coming around from people. So that's why you're going to go into this clearance process. Like we get that clearance sale. So you are just like sale, you're just going to throw things out of your life, throw people, in fact, out of your life, so as to new and good people to come around in your life. Okay. So next would be the sign of Virgo. So it can be the ascendant Virgo, it can be Moon in Virgo. You can accumulate for both of them. You can, calculate for both of them. So for Virgo ascendants, there is going to be a transformative scenario within your public image. People would think that this person is a very romantic, a very Venusian kind of person. He's into luxury. But for some time, they would feel that this person doesn't care anymore. This person there could be, since Venus is getting into the nakshatra of Rahu, there could be something, either you're going to gain lots of, you're going to gain more followers in your life, or your image can be get tarnished. But since the 10th lord is conjunct with the 10th, Venus is conjunct with the 10th lord here, that means this can be for good. You can get recognized for your work. There's going to be a major transformation, and you are going to use unconventional innovation within your work for these 10 days. You would search for different things to do with your career. You would not stick to just one career. You would want to invest your money, or maybe you want to generate money from different sources of income, but you are going to use unconventional and unorthodox thoughts and unorthodox innovations and creativity skills for this particular thing. Okay, rest, it depends. Whatever planet is in your 10th house, that is definitely going to manipulate the results. But these results I'm giving on a very, very generic level. Because I don't know what planets do you have, and everyone has different planets. So when some transit comes over a planet, it adds on some flavors to it, right? But this does tell me that you are going to teach yourself a lot of creation, a lot of creativity, and you will be able to present yourself out in the public and gain through that. Remember, moon is in the second, and that is the 11th lord. So you're going to gain with your presence, and you are going to do some transformative things within your career. Apart from this, also, this is a time when you might indulge into a partnership business related to creativity with someone. It could be your spouse, it could be someone else. Okay, and also it feels that your partner is going to take on the authority of your career for some while, and your partner might act a lot authoritative at that point of time. Okay, now next, for Libra ascendant people. For Libra ascendant people, they are going to get a lot of learnings, higher learnings from their relationships and their friendships. Why? Because here Venus is going into the 9th house. 9th house is about higher learnings. And 9th house is about also healing. So now your relationships can actually get healed. You might have a conversation, a distant conversation actually with a person. Distant as in maybe the person can be at a distance. So it can be a distant relationship. It can be a long distance one where you would have a destructive and transformative communication. And after the death, we have a death card in tarot card. So that means that there's going to be new world, or there are going to be new beginnings after that particular end to a situation. So this is what a Libra would face. There's going to be end towards a situation, and that ending would involve lifelong lesson for you to learn. And then after that, you will be able to join those new beginnings, and they are going to be more very much action oriented scenarios that you're going to do within this time, because Mars at that point is in the 7th house. Okay, so for Libras, they are also going to indulge into some knowledge related things, and knowledge also related to innovation related to communications, multimedia, social media. They are going to educate themselves related to this particular creative side of them. Okay, now next one would be Scorpio. So for Scorpio, this is happening in the 8th house. Remember, 8th house and 12th house are different when it's about sexual activities. 12th house is about sharing your bed with someone. So it's about marriage. It's about pleasure out of marriage. 8th house is about a secret activity that you do, and you do not want that to get surfaced. That's why it can be an extramarital affair. It can be a sexual activity that you don't want anyone to know. So it can be out of an affair. It can be with anyone. So this Venus tells me that you are going to be oblivion about that whether people would care or what would people think about me. So you would want to just experiment with love. You would just want to be promiscuous, flirtatious, and want to experience that sexual activity with some individual. That's why you'll be inclined towards that. But you know what? Since you have Jupiter in the seventh house, if suppose you're married and then you choose to do it, this Jupiter is going to give you a very harsh lesson. And if you're not married, still you do it, then this Jupiter is just telling me that it is going to teach you a hard lesson. It is here to teach you a hard lesson in respect of relationships. So this particular encounter, which I'm talking about, the sexual activity, that is going to be the part of transformation. That is going to be a transformation that is going to make you serious towards relationships, right? And this also shows me that you are going to research into occult. You are going to dive deeper into, maybe editing tools, maybe communication related tools, maybe skills, your own skills, whichever skills that you have, technical or non-technical in nature, you're going to dive deeper into them. And you are going to bring out a very good final product out of it. Okay, so that's what Venus is going to do in eighth house. And let me tell you, eighth house Venus connects you with this universe. So it makes you go into mystical knowledge in occult. And it also makes you connect with research related work. And for this time, you would want to market your product or whatever work you are doing, you would want to market it. Okay, and eighth house Venus gives legacy. Eighth house Mercury also, it's like it would initiate a process towards creating legacy. Okay, so this time also can be a little difficult on the health. So also take care of that, especially with your digestive system. There could be health issues. Okay, after that, it is Sagittarius ascendant. For Sagittarius ascendant, this particular transit is going to happen in the seventh house. So since it is in the seventh house, there is going to be a transformative experience within your marriage or your relationship. So your partnership can involve a destructive movement, which can actually lead to a stable future. So it's about, the time is about getting devoted towards your partnership. Your partner might feel that they want to just break free. They just want to do something by not just restricting themselves. So they are going to go and try to do things, multiple things at a time, because Gemini is all about multitasking. But yes, this particular situation does tell me that there can be egocentric issues between the partnership, but this is going to lead towards a major transformation related to relationships. And you are going to use your intelligence within your relationship so as to balance it. Okay. And also it makes me feel that you have to put a lot of efforts towards the marriage for these 10 days so as to balance the romantic nature of that marriage. And also it also tells me there could be some travel for romantic or leisure purposes, because Mars is in the fifth and Jupiter is aspecting the 12th house. Saturn is also in the third. So it can initiate it. I mean, you can decide to go on a travel and it can initiate a travel also. Okay. So apart from so apart from this, let's go towards Capricorn. So Capricorn individuals, Venus is going to come into the sixth house. Remember, Venus is not just about your relationships going to the sixth house. That it doesn't mean, although it is one part of the prediction, that yes, it could lead to disputes or problems within the relationship. There could be, fights with females, especially female colleagues. There could be fights with not fights, I would say, rather arguments. You might react in a rebel mode, and they might also do that. But sixth house Venus is like your devotion completely goes towards your work. So This time, your devotion is going towards the work so as to transform the nature of your work, the environment of your work. Maybe a Capricorn individual has been going through a lot of trauma, like a lot of trauma and a lot of criticism within their workspace, because of which now they would be in that mode that now I'm not going to listen, I am going to speak, I am going to communicate, and that communication can be quite heavy, that can be quite transformative, quite changeable. So that's why you will see that this particular uh, transit in the sixth house can make them go heavier on their competition and also on their colleagues. So any dispute, if you are a Capricorn ascendant or a Capricorn moon, so any dispute that is going around or any problem that you're facing within your workspace, you are going to take a charge and take a hold of that. And you're going to react towards that now, so as to make it surface, so as to make it on the, maybe not many people know about it. So you want to make them aware of it, that this is some problem I'm going through. Now I'm not going to go through it. So you need to make a decision about it. And also this tells me that, see, third house Saturn, fourth house Mars, and sixth house. So there's a lot of disturbance within the home environment also. So home environment and also your mind is not at peace. So there can be conflicts, there can be expenses, unnecessary expenses that are going to come around. Then the sign of Aquarius. So for the sign of Aquarius, they are already going through the peak phase of their Sarasati. So Aquarius generally are people who do not express that much. So now when Sun, Venus, and Mercury is coming into the fifth, remember fifth house is not just about romance. It is actually also about investments. It's about your intelligence. So right now with this transit of Venus, it tells me that your mind is, your intelligence is no more going to be about devotion, you know, un selfless devotion and selfless balance. It is not going to be about that. You are going to be like, I have had it enough. Now I just want to transform things. My, and your intelligence, let me tell you, it's not going to work for the best of you. And that's why you can watch yourself just reacting. You have to put a watch over your actions. And when I'm saying this, I also saw Mars in the third house. So that's like impulsive actions and words, maybe, you know, not so good words, rude words that you might say out of your mouth, that would be actually come there out of frustration. So this Venus, along with Mercury and Sun in the fifth house, is going to play with your intelligence. You will have the wisdom, you will have excellent calculative skills right now. So if you want to invest into shares, you can do that. You want to invest into speculation, you can do that. But your intelligence can prove not to be very good when it's about relationships. Your intelligence can create, or your intelligence and your decisions taken out of it, it can create you go to through adverse and transformative situations. Okay, although it does tell me that for this time you're going to become quite, you know, romantic for a while, and you want to experiment in love, experiment with relationships. Maybe you just want to go out, maybe you're in a relationship from previous 10 years, now you just want to go out, you want to interact with more people, get out of this relationship, explore your life situation. Okay. So next one is Pisces. So for Pisces individuals, this particular Venus is coming into the fourth house. That means that something inside you is going to change drastically. Something inside you, first of all, in this fourth house, you're going to practice something, you're going to learn some creative skill, right? You'll try to learn some creative skill, and you would also go into that mode where you just want, your emotions are very, very heavier on you. So a lot of accumulation of emotions. sleepless nights, and you are going to get it all out. You're going to first possess a lot of emotions within you, bad or good, but that accumulation is going to transform you big time. So the recording just got stopped. Okay, so for this time, you will go at the peak of rebel mode, rebel nature. You would want to rebel everything. You will have fights within your family also, because Mars is in the second, Jupiter is in the third. You would feel, you know what Jupiter does in the third? It gives you so much wisdom that you think that I don't want to make efforts. No efforts are required from my side. They would feel like this because they'll be like, everything is happening at its own pace, because Jupiter is optimism. These people actually become overly optimistic and they're like, everything is happening. Why do I want to just waste my actions and courage towards it? So that's why you would actually go into that rebel mode by thinking that I'm doing, that's the correct thing. That doesn't needs to get mended or rectified at all. So that's why that rebel nature is going to come in, and that's why you'll be like, okay, you are fighting with me. Okay, I'm done with you. I don't care. You're fighting with me. I'm done with you. I don't care. So this kind of attitude you can expect with this Venus transit particularly. But yes, there is going to be a lot within your mind and within your heart which you would want to communicate, but you will somehow suppress yourself. And it would lead to sleepless nights as well, because Saturn is 12th from this particular ascendant. Okay, so there is going to be a major, and one thing I've always seen, whenever Venus transits through the fourth house in particular signs, like in suppose Gemini, in air signs specifically, then it does makes you curious to either get a tattoo, or either get your hair done, get your hair color done, or something unusual and unorthodox you want to do with your appearance. Okay, now lastly, it's about an Aries ascendant. So for an Aries individual, Venus is coming in the third house. They are going to be impulsive with their communication, impulsive with their actions. I would say that this is not actually the best time to act into the romantic relationships, to take any major decision related to it. Because you see, moon is in the seventh. Your emotions are there. You want to balance the relationship also. But out of those emotions, if suppose I'll give you a scenario. For example, I am an Aries individual, for example, and I'm interacting with a person, or my spouse or my partner has suppose some XYZ other placements. So I am emotionally totally invested within the marriage, and I will have set of expectations from that particular marriage, and especially from the person to do something for me right now because of this moon in the seventh. So if their actions are invested somewhere else, maybe at their work, maybe in their traveling, I would just get frustrated and I would take it out on them, just not by communicating, but I'll just take it out on them. And that particular thing can be quite transformative. That can lead to a significant intensification of emotions and significant storm-like situation in their life. So this is the time best to just sit back, think, and retrospect your own actions before saying something in as a part of communication. Another thing that you'll see is that Aries individual would want to go for gymming, would want to go for different physical activities so as to beautify not just their face, but specifically their body. They would also, there are chances that if you are an Aries ascendant, you might find a love situation or romantic situation within a gym, within a fitness related place, or while traveling for leisure purpose. Okay. So overall, this time is actually very good professionally, if I see for an Aries individual, but it would have a lot of expenditure that is going to come around as a part of responsibility for an Aries individual. And also they are going to get indulged. They are going to be too conscious about their physique, about their physical appearance. Okay, guys, so this was my analysis about this Venus transit that has come now on 18th of June, and it is going to stay there till 29th of June. Now, next video, I am actually going to make on Sun, Venus, Mercury conjunction in the sign of Gemini, because this whole conjunction actually started from June 15 and it is going to stay there till 29th of June, because on 29th of June, Mercury is going to move ahead. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, take care. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you want to get your personal readings from me, you have to check the link below, www.anmolastrology.com. And under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. And under the unique reading section, you can book you can book a unique reading for yourself. Okay, so take care. Bye-bye. Happy summers, which I know is not very happy because of this heat. Otherwise, take care. Bye-bye. Take care.